Hey guys, what's up? It's Samantha, and today I'm going to be memory keeping and talking about what I read for the week of July 20th through the 26th. And no surprise here, I only read 2 books this week, so I actually don't have very much to talk about. One of these books was kind of forgettable, and the other one is a sequel, and I don't want to say anything that would spoil people that haven't read the series. So I am going to jump into it and talk a little bit about the spread. I absolutely love how this spread turned out. It's one of my favorites, and this is another kit that I almost destashed, and I'm so glad I didn't. And I also pulled in some Simply Gilded washi that I really freaking love. I used lots of gold foil. I didn't even bother with the bottom washi that came with this spread. I found a bow washi that almost perfectly matched that light blue, and then this really pretty floral washi, and it just worked. And I had these gorgeous, you'll see throughout once I start putting icons down, these sunflower summery book and coffee cup stickers from Papershire that worked so beautifully. And the peachy pink tones in this kit also just work in general with Papershire's color scheme. I love when my kits just work really well with certain other shops' icon stickers. Like my kit, like it's my kit. No, like when a kit that I'm using works really well with one particular shop's stickers, and then it just looks really cohesive. It's an oddly satisfying thing that someone who's not a planner probably wouldn't understand. And I'm sure some of you are probably like, huh, what? But yeah. So I am going to talk about these 2 books real quick, and then I'm actually going to talk a little bit more in depth about this week, just because stuff did happen this week. There's stuff to talk about, and also I don't have very much bookish content for you, so sorry guys. But the first book I finished this week was Well Met by Jen DeLuca. It's an adult romance that's set in a Renaissance fair, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember much about this other than the main female character is she moved back home to take care of her older sister who had a surgery or was in some kind of accident or something, and she is driving her niece around for the summer, and her niece wants to do this local Renaissance fair, and so her niece needs an adult to volunteer with her, so she signs up to be a bar wench at this Renaissance fair, and then the guy who runs the Renaissance fair usually plays like this rogue pirate character, and their characters within the context of the Renaissance fair have a romance, but they hate each other in real life, and he's very much set in his ways, and he doesn't want to change anything about the Renaissance fair, and because she's like a new person, she wants to change everything, and there's conflict and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty much it, and it kind of had a little bit of enemies to lovers. I don't even know if that's what you would call that trope. I'm sure there's a word for it, so if someone knows, please comment down below. But it was just ultimately pretty forgettable. I rated it 3 stars. I would probably read other books in the series. I know the second book in the series is out now. I haven't read it yet. It was just average. Like, I feel like it would be a good book for me to read if I wasn't feeling well and I just wanted something kind of mindless and fluffy to entertain me while I sat on the sofa kind of thing. And then the second book I read this week was Jade War by Fonda Lee, which I gave a full 5 out of 5 stars. If I could give this 6 out of 5 stars, I would. This book blew my mind. So I had mentioned in my previous plan with me that when I read Jade City, I struggled to connect to the characters at the very beginning. I felt like the writing style was holding me at arm's length. But here, like, I am so attached to these characters at this point, and like terrible things just happen to your faves, and it's heartbreaking, and you want them to make good choices. It gives me a lot of the same, like, they're not similar at all, but how I felt about characters in the Daevabad trilogy when my faves were just doing things, and I'm like, no, please stop it, like, make good choices, I love you so much, please stop making bad choices. Like, that is how I felt here. and it's a masterpiece. I don't say that lightly. Fonda Lee has created something so special, and I feel like more people need to hear about this series. It is just incredible. So, if you are looking to read an Asian-inspired fantasy that is like The Godfather meets martial arts films, like you need set in kind of like a 90s inspired Hong Kong setting, you need to read this book like right now. You need to go get them. They're awesome. The audiobooks are pretty good too, but like I've alternated both books between reading physical and listening to the audiobook, and I like sometimes listening to the audiobook so I know how to pronounce certain people's names or certain locations. And this one it blows the world open. There's so much more going on. You find out, like, outside of KCON, like, you find out so much more about the broader global politics. I mean, it's so good. Please read it. If I can convince you to read, actually, it's probably, like, split between Poppy War and Jade City, but, like, if I could, those are, like, the two books that I would want you to read. If you're a fantasy person this year, like, or Daevabad. I'm gonna like be gushing about these for the rest of forever. So like just read them. Okay. So that was all that I read this week. I told you I got slumpy other than that one weird week 2 Plan With Me's ago where I had 6 books. Just didn't read a lot. And part of that was I went into a pretty bad lupus flare starting this week. I'd kind of been feeling some joint pain and I was getting more fatigued, but I just did not feel well most of this week. And I did a lot of putting on PJs and watching YouTube. You'll see a lot of relax scripts at the end when I add scripts in. And I did, since I had like I have a broader array of scripts when I go with the basic foils like hollow, silver, gold. I went a little script crazy on this spread and it looks so pretty, but lots of relax, lots of me time. I basically went to work and then was a total zombie the rest of the time, which is always the worst, but you know, it happens and I've learned to deal with it. I don't know that I've talked about this in a video. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know this is like the beginning of the end of me working full time. I did request in August to go part-time, which is 3 days a week where I work. I'm a job share. So another teen librarian in my department also wanted to go part-time. So we're now job share partners. And then if one of us leaves, we would be offered like the full-time job again, or they would hire another part-time person. So it works out really well, but I knew after being furloughed for 4 months and a lot of my lupus symptoms got completely better as long as I stayed out of the sun, because I did develop photosensitivity this summer, but I felt better. I had energy. I was doing things I liked again, which kind of sucked because it's like a global pandemic and I was in the best health that I'd been in years. So I knew, and I had talked to Joe before I went back, we kind of knew that within a month or two, I would know whether or not, like how much my job had been impacting my quality of life and my health. And we were able to financially swing me going part-time because we had really aggressively been paying off student loans. So we don't have student loan debt anymore for either one of us. And so without that payment, it pretty much was like the difference in going part-time anyways. So I feel very fortunate. I know that's not a position a lot of people are in, but my health has been a lot better since I went part-time, and I'm still not 100%. If I push myself too hard, I still get lupus symptoms. I still have to sleep way more than I ever did in the past, but it's given me time to do things I care about, to get back to creating content that, you know, the things that make life fulfilling, spending time as much as I can in a pandemic with my family, and cooking again, which has been a big like money saver. I'm sure like if you have actually been paying attention to what I've been putting down or looking at my spreads on Instagram, I was having HelloFresh delivered every week. I had signed up for Freshly for prepared meals for my lunches so that I wasn't eating takeout every day at lunch, because I never, like, standing on my feet, after standing on my feet at work all day, I couldn't cook. When I came home, my feet would hurt so badly. So I was spending, hundreds of, probably like $150 or $200 on convenience things every week between takeout and delivery and HelloFresh and Freshly, and all of those services are great services. And if I got really sick ever again, I would totally use Freshly because it was delicious and all you have to do is microwave the food. So that was like a lifesaver as like a stopgap when I was still working full time and I had no energy. But my health has been better because I'm able to spend time cooking and eating better, and I'm happier, and I feel very fortunate that I'm in a position to be able to do that. And I am sure you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you've noticed that I've been much more active on there. I'm able to talk to you guys again. I'm able to have energy for things besides just subsisting and like trying to make it through the work week and then crashing all weekend and waking up and doing it all over again on Monday. So I feel very, very thankful. I feel like that's been the upside of 2020, is in a way being furloughed was a gift that kind of helped me realize what things I needed to do to make my health better. And I never thought, I've always been a very type A, go-getter, driven person. And so I had a lot of guilt and anxiety about going part-time. I felt like a failure. I felt like a cop-out. But having my physical health back in a lot of ways and being able to do that, having time to do the things that result in me having better health, like eating better, sleeping more, being able to move a little slower, just like in terms of like life pace overall, not being so stressed out, has really made a huge impact. And I'm very, very thankful for that. I still struggle sometimes with like feelings of guilt or anxiety or, all of those what if things, but I didn't ask for this disease, and I'm just trying to do the best I can with what I've got. And I'm sure there will be people out there who will judge or make comments or whatever, but I share a lot of my life online and I'm pretty open about stuff, and it's a pretty big difference you'll see. So now basically I work 3 days a week, and I work Tuesday through Thursday, and then I get a 4-day weekend every weekend, and it's great. And I am the happiest and healthiest I've been in a really long time. So the next few weeks of Plan With Me's are going to be me kind of having a bit of a breakdown in terms of like my health and mental health and everything, but just gonna like give you a spoiler alert, future me, it turned out okay, and I'm happy and healthy. But yeah, so I'm going through and adding the scripts. My camera battery did die right as I was getting to Saturday or Sunday, but it looks really pretty, and you'll see the finished spread at the end. I just wanted to finish putting them down. I didn't want to wait hours to finish putting down like the last few scripts. So, I really loved being able to pull all of these scripts in. But you can see I got takeout or fast food so many times this week. I think I got Taco Bell twice, and I got other stuff, McDonald's a couple times, I think. Am I imagining that? I don't know. I got a lot of takeout and fast food, but I don't have to do that anymore because I have time and energy to cook real food. And then wouldn't you know, I feel better too, because fast food sucks for inflammation. Wow, who'd have thought? So, just little things, but I'm just obsessed with how this spread turned out. These colors, I feel like when I saw all the full boxes together, it looked very beige. But with all of the deco and all of the pops of yellow and stuff, this spread is just so cheerful and happy. And I love everything about it. It's definitely one of those kits that I think looks better, down than it did just looking at the stickers on the page. And that happens periodically. This is like a surprise fave spread, and it's making me very, very happy. And it's so shiny, like all of the shine you'll see here. Oh, the wiggle is just is so good. It's like the best wiggle ever. And yeah, just, planner goals. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and my life update rambly talk. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye guys.